with a little bit more information on this. So not necessarily a surprise, but give us a sense as to why he would ask Brainard to make this move.
Well, this was a trial balloon the White House did not shoot down. Lael Brainard has a lot of experience in Washington. She was Deputy Treasury Secretary. She was the Deputy Head of the National Economic Council before. So she has worked on the political side for many years as well as on the monetary policy side. So she knows everything about what's going on in Washington. And she is also considered to be a very capable kind of, I don't want to use the word bureaucrat, but somebody who knows how to get things done. And that's going to be the important thing going forward for this administration. With Republicans running the House, not much is going to pass, but implementing the Inflation Reduction Act and the CHIPS Act are going to be important tasks for them, plus coordinating the rebuilding of Ukraine and other parts of the world. Along with these, Romaine, along with her nomination, we're also seeing the president elevate Jared Bernstein to the head of the Council of Economic Advisors because Celia Rouse is leaving. And he has promoted Heather Boucher, who's a member of the Council of Economic Advisors, to chief economist to the Invest in America cabinet, which is sort of an additional job, I guess, that will go along. Bharat Ramamurthy will be deputy director of the National Economic Council. He is now, but also advisor for strategic economic communications. And Joelle Gamble, who's the chief economist at the Labor Department, is going over to the NEC as another deputy director.
All right, so Mike, changing the White House C-suite, economic C-suite, if you will, to some extent. What I'm thinking about, though, is Lael Brainard has been one of the more dovish voices on the Fed. Very key, one of the senior voices, obviously, as vice chairman, or formerly as vice chairman of the Federal Reserve. What does this mean, what seems to be like a critical juncture for the Fed as they try and figure out, how long they continue to raise rates? What does it mean by kind of taking away her voice?
Well, she has been an advocate of what happens when you raise rates to people who are, average working people. Does this hurt them? How are they going to get by when we're raising interest rates if unemployment starts to go up? So that voice will be lost for now unless she is replaced. But Jay Powell has also embraced that, so that may be okay. What's worse for the Fed at this point, I think, is that she has been a key person in operating the Fed itself because she chairs 4 of their committees, including the Payments Committee, which is putting together and putting out this year the new Fed Now instantaneous program, payment program. Climate risk, she's very big on climate risk, financial stability, and the Community Reinvestment Act. So she has a major role behind the scenes at the Fed, and it's going to be interesting to see how that gets divided up.
Doesn't the Fed vice chair need to be confirmed by the Senate as well?
The Fed vice chair would be if they appoint somebody new to replace her as vice chair.
But if they elevate.
She doesn't need to be confirmed to go to the National Economic Council. So they could elevate somebody who is already on the Fed, and they would have to be confirmed as the vice chair. Or they could appoint somebody new, then make them the vice chair, and they have to be
yeah, because nothing's going to get done under this Congress.
Yeah, that's a question about a lot of speculation about who might replace her because this trial balloon has been out there for a little while. And while there are a lot of names, it isn't clear that anybody will get the job because the White House doesn't usually move that fast on the Fed, and you've got an election year next year.
Absolutely. And go back to when she was selected, because there was some pushback out there that maybe certain elements of Wall Street, certain elements of the corporate world weren't necessarily comfortable having her, given her ideology, as vice chair. But overall, it's, I guess, kind of worked out. I mean, we didn't really get anything dramatic out of her, at least with regards to any pushback on those industries.
Yeah, the biggest concern was her feelings about financial stability and regulation, that she would push for those. And while she has, the Fed has deferred, and she has deferred to the other vice chairman, Michael Barr, who was appointed and confirmed later. That's his lane, and there are concerns about where he's going to go with all of this. But Lael has been pretty much more identified now with monetary policy. So less of an issue for her there.